tinkling to ask a question, which me, a person who lives in London, has been living in London for that many years. I see the society what that is in a beautiful way, and it has a bad sides also, no question. But then everywhere we have problems. Here, like when people come, when they open up their heart, not the purse in the Western world, they open up their heart and they want to show sympathy to poor people here. But then there are people here, immediately they want to put people into blame. Like, oh, you were a Christian, or you were a this and that. I mean, what do you think? I don't see like Bimala is doing just because it's in the name of Christianity, but there is a problem of humanity in Nepal,
yes.
Especially the traffic. Teams and friends hard. When you go back to, let's say, Australia, what do you think about Nepal? And of course you think of Bimala's activities, it's very important. But in general, what do you think about Nepal?
I think Nepal is a contradiction. It is a country
Paradox.
that is immense beauty, immensely beautiful people, but things in the system that are so totally unfair. We sat with one of the young girls last night who was 19 but cannot get citizenship because she was the daughter of a woman who worked in a brothel and the father was unknown. And because of this,
She can't do anything?
she can't do anything. She wants to go to college. She has a good brain, she has done really well to class 12.
यहाँ पेन्टिङ गरेर It's so much to do, no, Robert? So much to do. Cleaning and all this.
It looks very different to how we started.
Exactly. It looks so much to do still.
I've just been trying to scrub the floor
Sure.
and get it clean as well.
I haven't
They
been
should
up here.
and encourage them a lot. We are doing the same.
Right.
I think it's because the girls have had so little love and caring. The secretaries that you loaned me, I left them. That's the good one from London.
Yeah.
So I will leave one of the Chinese ones with you because that doesn't work anymore.
Oh, it's all right. Don't worry. It's all
I'm
right.
trying to see where they put the second one. Okay, it's moving everything.
I think somebody took down. Maybe she
Raquel, as you're unpacking here, the other secateurs, the gold ones in the pack.
के भन्छ भने नि उहाँले यो अब त्यो खानापिना गरेर डक्टर गर्छ यो सरसफाइ त गर्नुपर्ने हो भन्छ के बिमारीलाई अलि सिकाउनु पर्यो
So you hang on to that one. All right.
I'm going to do some trimming for the roses later.
Yeah,
But we
it needs it. I tried to see if this spring would fit, but it's not
That's all
interchangeable.
right, bro. Don't worry.
Oh, I feel so bad. If
Don't
ever
why? It's all right.
when I borrow something,
It's all right. It happens.
I would like to guarantee that I always get it back, but
In one piece.
One thing.
yeah, here there were too many people to keep track of things.
I know. I know.
Yeah, who did your hair for?
So, Mr. Robert, I haven't got your last name.
Judge.
Mr. Robert Judge is from Australia, and he is very, in a very volunteer way, is supporting us in Nepal. And this time, all this cleaning, your sacrifice anyway, it's all been happening by them. They just come here to clean and to support, volunteer it. That's what it is.
Yeah. And hopefully at the end of it all, we can leave some money behind for Bimala to build her hostel in Nepal.
How do you do it all? How do you manage it all? Like you communicate with your friends and colleagues and.
Most of these people, Raquel and I are family. She is my daughter.
Yes, yes.
But all of the rest come from one company, which is based in Singapore.
Okay.
But some are from Australia, one from America, one from Hong Kong,
Right.
the others from Singapore.
Right.
But even in Singapore, one is French, one is Belgium.
Right.
So from all over the world.
Right.
And their company gives them 1 week's leave a year to come and do community service. But even more than that, any money that they raise for the charity,
Right.
the company matches it dollar for dollar.
Dollar for dollar. Oh wow.
So the target, we've got the two groups, one here, one up in Cinderpachok. So far they have just passed 35,000 that they have raised.
Dollar.
They're still hoping to grow that to 50 over the next few days.
Right.
and then when it is matched, that
Becomes
turns into
70,000
or 100.
Wow, wow.
So yeah, we will then share that between the two NGOs,
Right.
between Asha Nepal and Salvation Society up
Right.
in Sindhupachok.
So what made you to pick on Asa Nepal specifically? What's in there? I mean, what first to?
I came here many years ago trekking, back in 1999. I brought a group from school.
Right.
But a few years later, we discovered that as beautiful as we found Nepal, that there was a dark side
Very, very.
where there was so much human trafficking going on and selling girls into the brothels in India.
Yeah.
So we tried to search out where we could help in that.
Right.
We did link with one charity, which later we discovered the man in charge was corrupt. But through that, we got to discover Bimala.
Bimala.
And we also discovered the man who was in charge of the second NGO.
Right.
So it wasn't totally bad. We got to discover two very good people.
Very good.
And both of them were involved in trying to rescue girls and women who have been trafficked. So
What I found was the two things I have found about Bimala. There is a charity run by Miss Anuradha Koirala. I mean, she seems to be very prominent in these activities. But what I discovered was Bimala is even more prominent than her. And she really, especially picks on those girls who are really affected very badly.
the problem is so huge, you can't solve it all.
It's just
I'd like,
immense.
But
I'd
it-
like to add to what he said about Bimala. She's more honest, she's more caring, and she's more loving.
Yes,
Than
no argument for me. We totally agree. We just love watching her with the young girls and with the women. She is so tolerant, so understanding.
Do you realise you're being filmed?
Sure.
Yeah.
Would you like come say something? Your daughter, come here.
No, I'm okay.
No, you will be.
I'm too dirty.
Okay, thank you.
My daughter Raquel had the opportunity to travel with Bimala and with Isa to Mumbai last December.
Right.
And she visited the red light areas
Right.
and saw Pradeep and the work that he's doing in establishing vocational training.
To the rescued ones.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But one of the things that impressed Raquel at the time, so many things impressed her, but one was the way that Bimala was totally relaxed and comfortable with the girls and the women and how they all responded to her. That they knew she was so genuine.
She is. She has been.
She
very
really, really cares.
Yeah. And even the entire like government agencies or local authority agencies, you know, as you rightly say, there's so much darkness in societies here. When they find something or they found something, they just get shaken and then they contact Bimala.
Yeah.
Because she's the only able person to
Well,
handle the matter.
when you see the problem and you see how big it is, you have two choices. You turn your back and walk away,
Right.
or you do something.
Okay.
You can't solve the whole problem, but you can do something.
Something.
And we have decided we want to partner with Bimala and with Netra Baral up in Sindhupachok
Right.
and do something.
Right. How many years has it been that you've been kind of supporting Bimala? For her?
3 years with Bimala. It is 8 years we have been working in Nepal now. It was actually my granddaughter who first brought me back here. She was only 15 at the time,
Right.
and she came and she said to me, Granddad, I would like to go and work in Nepal. Will you take me? And that was the start of it all.
Right. And then every year you
We have built upon that.
fantastic.
Can I just be
Yeah, of course. तपाईँलाई गाह्रो भएर आउनलाई होइन कहाँ हुनुहुन्छ अहिले म्याडम?
Brisbane, oh sorry, in Melbourne.
Melbourne?
And my daughter is married to an Australian in Brisbane.
In Brisbane.
होइन गोदावरी
You've got the East Coast
आउनुभन्दा
covered
यता
from north to
यो
south.
चौखेर भन्ने ठाउँ छ
But
चौखेर
Sydney is more north, I think.
Dad, we're going to go and get changed.
Okay,
All of that just needs to go downstairs.
goes downstairs.
Not
I need
There's
to,
more paint trays up there too.
up the top, and there's the two telescopic arms.
Yeah, I can't reach them, but everything else I've brought down so that they know what to take down.
Okay, they're all to be thrown or kept?
I think just let them dry out and keep them.
A lot they stuck together and have to be thrown.
है हाँस्नु
Well, that's why I wouldn't have stuck them together until they were dry.
Wasn't
But
you? definitely wasn't you.
No, I was a bit annoyed this morning when I got a call.
All done?
But yeah, somebody was asking for a direction.
Thank you.
She comes from another really good
Charity.
charity. It's actually a small business. It's called Pads to Go.
Let's to go.
They are trying to solve the problem of the discrimination of women with their menstrual cycle. And how in some of the remote villages
in the western part of
they are
Nepal.
cast out of the village and so on.
Problematic.
So these are two very well educated women.
Ladies, right.
One has her engineering degree from India, the other is a lawyer
Right.
qualified from India. But they have set up this company trying to make sanitary pads to cheaply available. So they've set up dispensing machines. So in the capital it probably costs 5 rupees
And there,
and you get it. In the remote areas it's only 1 rupee. And they are trying to do it. So today she is coming out to meet Bimala for the first time. And we think the two of them together will make a mighty team.
absolutely.
A mighty team.
May I ask you one thing, Robert, if I may? Like, you come here for a visit and to support and provide whatever you can do with your heart and with your teams and friends' heart. When you go back to, let's say, Australia, what do you think about Nepal? And of course, you think of Vimala's activities is very important. But in general, what do you think about Nepal?
I think Nepal is a contradiction. It is a country
Paradox.
is immense beauty, immensely beautiful people, but things in the system that are so totally unfair. We sat with one of the young girls last night who was 19 but cannot get citizenship
I know.
because she was the daughter of a woman who worked in a brothel and the father was unknown. And because of this,
She can't do anything.
she can't do anything. She wants to go to college.
Yeah.
She has a good brain, she has done really well to class 12. She could make a great success, but she can't get that education. She can't open a bank account.
I know, she can't even get electricity or water or anything. You just stop
No,
there,
and-
yeah?
So back in Australia, I think about those things and I say, this is not fair. The government has abolished the caste system.
Exactly.
I know it is
Well,
still
in
alive and
paper,
well amongst
yeah,
the people,
yeah.
but the government has abolished the caste system. Why on earth don't they put in place some mechanism
For humankind to...
for recognising amongst the low caste people that some of them do not have a legitimate birth certificate and never will, but they are real people and they can offer great
But you said
production
something
for
interesting.
Nepal.
Do you think this sort of problem is... One second. Sorry. Do you think this sort of problem is only related to low caste people, or in your observation you found with others as well? I mean,
My experience has probably been focused on the low caste people because they're the ones most likely to be trafficked,
yeah.
most likely to be
Allured
disadvantaged. And for many of these people who are without citizenship, they have
I
come
know.
from women working in the brothels and things of that. So I think there is an emphasis among the low class, perhaps not universally, but I think
Sure,
that is where,
understood.
and maybe sadly amongst the politicians, that's why they're not working harder to find a solution. We've abolished the caste system, but they are only low caste.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still in the mind.
Yeah, oh yes.
It's
a
on
lot.
paper,
A lot.
but it is still in the mind, and we have to abolish that. Because one of the things that I have learned, I have worked with some beautiful high caste people,
Sure.
and I have seen beautiful people amongst the lowest, amongst the Dalit,
That's right. Okay.
and hearts amongst both who want to serve other people. So we have to learn to respect people for who they are,
Right.
not what their caste is.
Exactly.
And I wish Nepal could embrace. That's the thing, only the part that makes me sad.
Right. Right.
So many things make me happy, but that one makes me really sad.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I think Vimala has already done one. We as a friends of her, we'd like to thank you for what you do also.
You don't have to thank us. We gain great satisfaction
Of course.
in just seeing how the young children and the young women,
I'm thriving.
how they respond. And when we first arrive, they are very quiet. By the end of
They
the week,
open up,
they
yeah.
are all
You're saying
interacting.
something, yes. Go ahead.
And we're going to have a party down here at lunchtime.
Exactly. Yes.
Regarding the citizenship, a similar thing happened even to the royal family of Nepal. There was Prince Dhirendra,
The third youngest, third
dethroned king's brother.
Yes.
younger brother. his daughter came from abroad, and she had a lot of difficulty trying to obtain citizenship. There were such bias among the politicians. They didn't want
Especially local
Against the royal family, yeah.
against the royal family.
Yeah.
Well,
And I know it is a
they-
problem too for all the Tibetan refugees who have come in. They cannot
Yeah,
gain citizenship either. No matter how long they spend here.
No, exactly. Like in Australia, in England, when you were there for 10 years, 4 years, you get it. Like,
You are then recognised.
Isn't
Yeah.
that-
Why can't we
Why
set
can't
that
we do
up?
that here? This is the universal issue.
It's very unfair in another way. You know? You said the Tibetans aren't getting citizenship, but the people of the Tarai region, the southern part of Nepal, who are mostly, there are local southern part of people, local people
It's
residing
down in the Terai.
Yeah, and then there are people who come from across the border, from
In India.
and those people are getting very easy access to the
Citizenship and
you
then,
know.
yeah.
And that is because of the corrupt bureaucracy and corrupt politics.
Yeah. And the technicality is that they can gain Indian citizenship if they can't gain Nepali citizenship, can't
No,
they?
they already have Indian citizenship.
They are
Oh,
Indians.
right,
And they are
automatically.
And
Indians,
that's the
and then
issue.
they want they take Nepali citizenship also, and that too very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A contradiction.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is, but maybe you're the people who know how to lobby the politicians.
Well-
we need some of them to stand up and say,
It's happening now. We're doing it like, especially there's a group that's coming up which is totally against corruption and this sort of fairness. It's happening, but the current government, my God, you would be amazed. Like they obtained 2/3 majority in the parliament, and obviously they have the communist background, and one was the two types of communists. One was kind of relatively peaceful and always thought of democracy, and the other one is a Maoist. And they made a coalition before the election, and they have, oh my God, the way they behave now. It's just like, sorry to say, it's a fascist state. It's Russian in the last 3 months or so. They could
on the
tell-
political spectrum,
Yeah,
fascism is here,
well, I mean,
communism is there.
I use
and-
that word, but
yeah, but
maybe-
I know
I mean,
exactly what you mean. but-
controlling the freedom of
Press.
speech, and freedom of press, and controlling the media, and even the advertisement rights for the media has to be controlled now. And they also issued a legislation which they were taken back because it was totally against the community people of the Nawar people.
Yeah.
They used to all come together, congregate, and celebrate their whatever culture they have.
Yeah.
And the government wanted to take over that land and sell it to private individuals, and most of the beautiful lands are sold to the cronies of the parties and government. And it's been quite a quagmire is happening now here, and the government is not faring well. I mean,
So how
it's
come
so bad.
2/3 of the people voted for them?
They all
Now
are
they're
regretting every minute.
Yeah.
They're regretting. Wow, there's so much.
Was there bribery in the election?
Yeah.
There was bribery.
Money being
Money
given?
being-
And also the things that promised, they false promises, false hopes, and people relied on that and they gave the votes. And once they came to power, they just ignored their what they said.
Yeah.
Whatever that's, and they would.
How long is the term of Parliament?
It's a
in-
5 years.
Four.
4 and 5 years. Yeah.
Right. And how far into the term?
No, I think
are
it's
we?
2 years.
Not even. It's nearly getting to 2 years now.
So
it looks like
long
there's
way to
another big political, upheaval is likely to happen now.
Well, on the one that we were talking about, the problem of the lower caste people, the communists and Maoists would at least give lip service
Yes.
to the rights of a classless society, of everyone being equal.
Already.
Okay, so we need to challenge them and say, okay, this is what you believe, let's see some action. let's put it into place.
Place,
This is
Well,
your
not-
one big
not-
mantra. We don't want an elite, we don't want a rich class,
While
we want everyone to be the same.
these communists, which led the war, they call the People's War, and killed so many thousands of people.
17,000.
17,000 people got killed. One of the slogans or the issues they were raising was about the caste system that they were abolishing. Now they are in power. It's been many years they are in an influential position. They never talk about it.
Yeah.
It's just so
A new class system of those in the party and those out of the party.
Exactly. I mean, the wealth and the luxury that these political people in power have, not even Australians can afford it. This is how it is.
No, I've
So-
seen that rear its head. The first person that we're dealing with that we discovered to be corrupt
Right.
worse than that, he was actually abusing some of the young girls that were in his charge. And we endeavoured to report him, but we discovered that he had offered bribes up several levels of government
to
to a point that we couldn't touch him.
Yes,
So
that is what happens here.
he is still running his business, and there are so many charities that we know have pulled away from him, but he is very charismatic, and he has gone and enlisted new people from America and Japan, and we keep trying to contact them and say, this man is bad, he's corrupt all the way through.
Well, corruption is a major issue, as like the caste system or very many issues around here in society. Corruption is one of the major issues that kind of diminishes the entire humanity in Nepal. Because
Yes.
how corruption happens is like one gets into power, either in civil service or in politically appointed or elected system.
Is that my phone there going on?
You want to?
Can I just check that?
Thank you.
Although,
Oh, are you 7'8"?
although
7 feet tall?
okay, cooey when you get down to the mile.
I know. No, it's all right.
Okay.
He's not.
If I can get up there, I'll go.
He's a son. Oh, so shall I send someone to?
Is there someone who can run?
Yeah.
She will be walking down the road.
She invited him. Please come, and it's a celebration going on. And also, why am I making is that, you know, like three things here. One, Nepal is now in a very stable government position, politically speaking, and as such, the government wants to do a lot of do good deeds that can help improve the economy of the country. And secondly, there is a Visit Nepal 2020, Visit Nepal year 2020.
We have seen those signs everywhere.
Yeah, that's that. And thirdly, Nepal is a member of international community. Not only that is a political term, but in a humanitarian or human level, we have a very good relationship with people of the world, such as you. And those who set foot in Nepal, they love this country, the geography, the people, and all this. And Nepal or Nepali people cannot live without our friends like yourself, because we all have to live together in one way or other.
But I also observe that you are the meat in a sandwich of
Sure.
India on one side and
Yeah.
China on the other,
Very tough.
and Nepal is balancing
The
the path in between the two, which must be very hard.
It is hard, and that's what as you was Biswa is saying earlier, that the southern border is a bit of a very a type of friend.
Yeah.
We can't live without them, without him, or without friendship. But then, even the southern friends, all they want is that Nepal should be better off. Nepali people should be peaceful and productive and doing better. But then the things go wrong when it comes to the political level.
Yeah.
It's the politicians that destroy everything. And so, when we have friends like you, I'm talking and sharing just the feelings of our heart. This is
Yeah.
what we're doing. Really.
We so need genuine, honest politicians to stand up.
It's
and
happening,
take a
and
place.
it's a lot of persecutions going on now against that group now. There's a young man called Ganendra Sai. He's been raising the voice against the corruption, the vehement corruption, and he's been able to form a kind of a very powerful group now. And they have been really badly persecuted, battered and beaten, and
Yes.
hammered, and he's in hospital as we speak. Very bad. He nearly died. It's been 3 times that he was very badly affected. And so,
Well, let's hope the people get behind him.
oh yeah, people are raising behind him and his cause, and so situation is a bit tense. And I think, as you rightly say, this country needs a set of politicians who are educated, who are honest, and has seen the world how it is like.
Yes.
And can at least do the things that what they said they do, and don't do the corruptions. And that's the ultimate thing that what Nepalis need to be doing.
And they need to create harmony between the different groupings
Exactly.
in here, not division.
No.
Because so often to get power, if they get one group supporting them,
And that's exactly what's happening. And this group is saying, and I'm supporting them as well very powerfully and very vehemently, is that at least they promised that there would be freedom of speech and the norms of democracy be followed, and if we have a disagreement or problems, we talk.
Yeah.
Talking and sharing this and showing it, and that's what they promise, and that's why I really,
How simple.
it is.
Why is it so hard
You're
to get
from,
politicians
you're
to
from
embrace it?
America?
No, Australia.
Australia.
Mr. Robert
Judge.
Judge.
Like the man in court.
Exactly.
But I'm a mathematics teacher, not a man in
Oh,
court.
you teach mathematics at the school?
Well, I did. I have.
College or university?
The system there is a little bit different. I taught the +2 years. Right, just the advanced mathematics.
Sure. Well, I mean, you know, what is...
But I have now retired. I am now 73 years old. So I taught for 50 years
50 years.
in the classroom.
Right.
But I wanted to retire while I still
50
had
years.
50 years
50
as
years.
teacher, math teacher.
They said I couldn't leave until I got it right. I'm a slow learner. It took me that long to get it right. But I wanted to do it while I was young enough to have energy to come here to Nepal.
And that's so good of you, but really appreciate it. Really.
See, apart from Asha and Salvation Society, the other thing that is on my heart is I want to help mathematics teachers here, because not all of them have had good university education. So there is one teacher that I am working with already.
Here in Nepal?
Yeah, his name is Hari Kadka.
Hari Karkao.
I'm meeting with him this week to spend a whole day going over
Fantastic.
things. But my idea is if I can help teachers, maybe 10 or 12, as I get older, I can still keep helping them on the internet.
Right, fantastic.
4 or 5 times a year, Harry will send me maths problems that he's come across that are hard or tricky, and I will do solutions for them and I can
Online,
send them
in
back.
the internet, wow.
But that only works because I've spent time with him and he knows me and I know him.
Fantastic.
So yeah,
Then
I'm hoping that I
solve
can
the
still
problem.
get to do that.
I was inclined to ask a question, which me, you know, a person who lives in London, has been living in London for that many years. I see the society what that is in a beautiful way, and it has a bad sides also, no question. But then everywhere we have problems. Here, like when people come, when they open up their heart, not the purse, in the Western world, they open up their heart and they want to show sympathy to poor people here. But then there are people here, immediately they want to put people into blame. Like, oh, you were a Christian or you were a this and that. I mean, what do you think? I don't see like Bimala is doing just because it's in the name of Christianity, but there is a problem of humanity in Nepal,
Yes.
especially the traffic. Women.
I'm a Christian.
Exactly.
And it is my motivation for wanting to help.
Help people.
But once I'm on the ground, I'm a person.
Exactly, human beings. So
You know, I don't just help Christians.
Exactly.
I'm happy to roll my sleeves up and do
Sure,
everything.
sure.
And the reality is, I've spent 2 days nearly killing myself in the garden.
Absolutely, the digging.
I know I could have hired a Nepali to do it for maybe 500 rupees a day.
Yeah.
But I did it because I want to demonstrate my love and my caring.
And humility.
I don't want to just sit back in Australia in my comfort and send over 500 rupees and
Rupees.
say hire someone
Hi.
to do the job.
How?
That's not what it's about. We're trying to build relationship, and I'm trying to say to each person that I meet, I see great value in you as a person.
And
And
they
I
get
want to
it.
support you.
They get it also. They get it. They hear you. And look at that. I think the digging that you're doing or the paintings you're doing, it's a sign of humility. Is that right?
Yes.
Humility and
Yeah.
being part of it, so that you're not just like showing the money and making somebody to do it. It's how wonderful it is. I mean, why wouldn't Nepali people do this? What could you think that is a problem there?
I don't know. We have met a very fine Nepali man who drives one of our 4-wheel drives that we use every time we come. His name is Premesh. Now when we hire him and go up to Centre Pachok,
Right.
and we are working, building houses, digging pits for toilets and so on, we are only paying him to drive the car. But he gets out of the car and he works harder
Okay.
than everybody else.
Right. So
But I have seen many other Nepalis
we don't do this.
who sit back and watch.
Right.
Why? I don't know. I would think, yeah, I
Right.
think the future of Nepal is in everyone learning to help each other.
Exactly. Exactly.
5 people working together can do
Right.
far more than 5 people working separately.
Exactly.
So you're building a house, I'll come over and help you.
Exactly.
When it's my turn to build a house, you'll come and help me.
Very good sense of
And-
community
Yeah.
sense and community unity. Yeah, I agree. Well, we have so much to do better in this country, and you know, personally speaking, I really would like to
I'm fine, thank you.
appreciate your support to Bimalaji and Asa Nepal. Believe me, I discovered that Asa Nepal is much more prominent than the other organization, and she does help people.
Yes,
who are
well,
very
she has not been here for 5 minutes. She's
I
been here
know.
for 21 years. She has
So-
proved
to
that she is reliable.
Yeah.
And her honesty and everything else
She
about her.
sheer care that she
Yeah.
puts to people, and it's a very special. And she takes on cases that is unbelievable. We get taken aback. Like there was a case here, I'm sure you know it. How on earth, son makes love to mother and impregnates her, and mother gives birth to a son, and who would accept her? Neither the family, nor the relations. So nobody could think any better of the idea, a solution. And then the agencies or people say, Bimala, you're the only person who can tolerate this, you can handle it. And I saw it with my eyes. I mean, it's not only by law, it's just so pathetically dangerous here. But it's morally and socially, with everything, in the entire world, it's a very, very difficult case.
Yes.
And she was handling it so beautifully, so beautifully.
Well,
and that's what it is.
Bimala's Christian faith underpins her decision
To
that everyone is worthy.
well, agree.
No one is too low, too fallen.
Right.
Everyone is worthy and needs a helping hand.
Right. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Lovely to talk with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Just.
I better get
Thank you.
clean
Yeah,
up.
I know. Do you think we can help you a little bit? I offered
Yes,
the
sir.
people, maybe I should go and trim some of the roses there.
That was the one job we didn't get to.
I know.
We were going to cut
so
all
much
those
to
back.
do. So much to do it.
And she said she wants them pulled out. Pruning.
Yeah,
They will come
I'm
back
going to do
healthy.
some now.